If you're 55 right now, you're sitting at one of the most important crossroads of your entire financial life. The decisions you make in the next 5 to 10 years will determine whether you retire comfortably or spend your golden years stressed about money. And here's the hard truth. Most people at 55 are making at least one of the 6 mistakes I'm about to walk you through. The good news? Every single one of them is fixable. Let's get into it. The first mistake is one of the most common, and it's surprisingly simple. Most people at 55 have no idea how much money they actually need to retire. They have a gut feeling. Maybe $500,000 sounds like a lot, or maybe they've heard $1 million is the magic number. But they've never sat down and done the real math. Here's a straightforward way to think about it. Take the annual income you want in retirement, let's say $60,000 a year, and subtract whatever you expect from Social Security. If Social Security will cover $20,000 of that, you need your savings to generate the other $40,000 every year. Using what's called the 4% rule, you'd need roughly $1,000 in savings to safely withdraw $40,000 per year without running out of money over a 25 to 30-year retirement. That number is specific to you. It depends on your lifestyle, your health, your spouse, and your other income sources. The actionable takeaway here is this. This week, write down the annual income you want in retirement. Estimate your Social Security benefit using the ssa.gov website, and calculate the gap your savings need to fill. Once you know your number, everything else becomes a plan instead of a guess. The second mistake is one that costs people tens of thousands of dollars over their lifetime: claiming Social Security too early. At 55, you're likely 7 to 12 years away from claiming, so you still have time to plan this right. Here's what most people don't fully appreciate. If your full retirement age is 67, which it is for most people born after 1960, and you claim at 62, your monthly benefit is permanently reduced by about 30%. On the other hand, if you wait until 70, your benefit grows by 8% every year past your full retirement age. That means waiting from 67 to 70 gives you 24% more income every month for the rest of your life. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that's the difference between $400 a month at 62 versus $2,480 a month at 70. Over a 20-year retirement, that's nearly a $260,000 difference. Many people claim early because they're worried about running out of time, worried they'll die before they collect enough. But the real risk for most people is living longer than expected and running low on savings. Social Security is one of the few guaranteed income streams you'll have that adjusts for inflation every year. Protect it. The takeaway: unless you have a serious health condition or a genuine financial emergency, try not to claim before 67. And seriously consider waiting until 70 if you can bridge the gap with other savings. Here's a mistake that blindsides a lot of people who retire before age 65. Medicare doesn't start until you're 65. So if you retire at 60 or 62, you've got a gap, potentially 3 to 5 years, where you need to cover your own health insurance. And that coverage is not cheap. A healthy 60-year-old buying individual coverage on the marketplace can easily pay $700 to $1,000 a month in premiums alone before copays and deductibles. For a couple, that could be $1,300 to $2,000 a month. That's $18,000 to $24,000 a year just to stay insured. Many people retire at 60, feeling financially ready, and then watch their savings drain faster than expected because they forgot to account for this. The actionable step is to add a healthcare line item into your retirement budget right now. If you plan to retire before 65, price out marketplace plans at healthcare.gov for your age and zip code. Factor that cost into your savings target. It might push your retirement date back a year or two, but that's far better than running out of money at 68. At 55, you have access to one of the most powerful savings tools in the tax code, and most people aren't using it fully. It's called the catch-up contribution. Once you turn 50, the IRS allows you to contribute more to your retirement accounts than younger workers. In 2025, the standard 401k contribution limit is $23,500 per year. But if you're 50 or older, you can contribute an extra $7,500, bringing your total to $31,000 per year. For IRAs, the standard limit is $7,000, and the catch up edition brings it to $8,000. And starting in 2025, if you're between ages 60 and 63, you may qualify for an even higher 401k catch up limit under the new Secure 2.0 rules, up to $11,250 extra, for a total of $34,750. If you're in your peak earning years right now, which many people at 55 are, this is the time to be aggressively funneling money into tax-advantaged accounts. Even adding an extra $500 a month to your 401k starting at 55 and earning a modest 6% return could mean an additional $83,000 by age 65. The takeaway? Log into your 401k or HR portal this week and increase your contribution even by just 1 or 2%. Do it now while compounding still has time to work in your favor. Debt and retirement are a dangerous combination. Many people at 55 are still carrying a mortgage, car loans, credit card balances, or even helping to fund their adult children's expenses. When you're working, debt is manageable because income keeps flowing in. But in retirement, you're living on a fixed income, and fixed income doesn't go far when half of it is going to debt payments. Here's a real example. If you retire with $1,000 saved and a $1,200 monthly mortgage payment, that's $1,400 a year going to housing debt, meaning you're burning through your retirement savings faster than you need to. The goal between now and retirement should be a debt elimination plan. Start with high interest debt first: credit cards, personal loans, anything above 7 or 8% interest. Then work toward paying off your car. The mortgage is more nuanced. For some people, it makes sense to pay it off. For others, it doesn't, depending on the interest rate and your tax situation. But entering retirement debt-free, or close to it, gives you enormous flexibility. Your money goes toward living your life, not servicing old debt. The actionable takeaway: list every debt you carry right now, write down the interest rate and monthly payment for each one, and build a payoff timeline that gets you debt-free before your target retirement date. This last one is something a lot of people have never heard of, but it might be the single biggest threat to a retirement portfolio. It's called sequence of returns risk. Here's what it means in plain English. If the stock market drops significantly in the first few years of your retirement, and you're withdrawing money from your portfolio at the same time, you can permanently damage your savings in a way that's very hard to recover from. Imagine you retire with $800,000 and the market drops 30% in year one. Your portfolio is now worth $560,000. You withdraw $32,000 to live on, and now you have $528,000. The market recovers, but you've sold shares at low prices to fund your lifestyle, and you never fully get those back. This is different from someone who experienced the same 30% drop at age 45. They just kept working, kept contributing, and rode the recovery. The retiree doesn't have that luxury. The way to protect yourself is to have 1 to 3 years of living expenses set aside in cash or short-term bonds before you retire. A buffer that lets you avoid selling investments during a downturn. Some people call this a retirement cash bucket. It's not about timing the market. It's about making sure a bad market year doesn't force you to sell at the worst possible time. The takeaway: by the time you're 3 to 5 years from retirement, start building that cash buffer. Even $50,000 to $100,000 in a high-yield savings account can be the cushion that protects your portfolio through a rough first year or two. So let's bring this all together. At 55, you still have time, real, meaningful time, to fix every one of these mistakes. Know your retirement number. Be strategic about when you claim Social Security. Plan for healthcare costs before Medicare kicks in. Max out your catch-up contributions. Get serious about eliminating debt. and build a cash buffer to protect yourself from a bad market in your early retirement years. None of these require you to be a financial expert. They just require that you start today, not next month. If you found this helpful, the next video I'd recommend is the one on how to create a retirement income plan that actually lasts 30 years. It picks up right where this one leaves off. I'll see you there.